Super Yeti Smash is unbelievable. Today we're going to do Royal Champion Charge Mass Super Yetis and Fireball Mass Super Yetis, and both of these armies are crazy strong. So the first army we'll do today is Royal Champion Charge Mass Super Yetis. And what I like about the Super Yetis is there's a few different ways you can do it, because keep in mind the Super Yeti themselves cannot target air troops. So you don't want to send the Super Yetis by themselves into the center of the base without either one of the Royal Champion or your Archer Queen. So it does leave you a few interesting decisions. So in this one, we're going to do the Royal Champion in the center of the base. That's why I'm bringing the Rocket Spear. You can also bring the Hog Puppet if you want, but we're going to use the Queen on the outside, Royal Champion on the inside, and let's dominate some bases. Now, I do have to admit, it's been a while since I've done a Yeti Smash attack, so you're actually going to see this attack is kind of clumsy. I do make a couple of mistakes, it does get a little bit messy, but I still get the 3-star, and that's why I decided to leave it in the video, because what's the point in promoting an attack strategy that only works when you do it perfectly? That's not going to happen every time. We're all human and we're all of different skill levels, so that's why I really like this attack strategy. It seems to work whether you execute the army perfectly or not. Now, in terms of the Royal Champion charge and what you want to go after, just go after any sort of value that you can where you can reliably path your Royal Champion. Keep in mind, you've only got 4 invis spells. You don't need a huge funnel, just get a little bit of the base. Now, pulling the CC is nice, and something I do really like about this army is time doesn't appear to be a massive issue with it. Look at this here, my Royal Champion charge used all 4 invis. We got a couple of extra invis from the Fox, so it went about as long as possible. Then I'm going to pull this CC out and deal with it on the outside of the base with just my Baby Dragon King. And I still 3-star this base with about 15 seconds to go. I mean, look at the timer now. There would be probably about a minute 43 on the official game clock when you're live in the attack, or even less. Yeah, there's probably about a minute 35 right now. I'm completely mess up that giant arrow. That was not intended at all. Yet again, it was a messy attack, but I'm still able to get the 3-star. Look at this. This wall breaker comes in a little bit late here, and that means that wall does not open in time for a lot of these Super Yetis. I popped the Warden ability quite early. Notice how I put my Royal Champion in quite late as well. That is deliberate, because the Royal Champion, she is significantly faster than the Super Yetis. By the way, I should have popped my King ability ages ago. I wasn't kidding, guys. This attack is messy, but we're still going to get 3 stars. Now, what you should do is, as soon as the Royal Champion's about to get in front of the troops, pop the Rocket Spear ability. You notice this Ricochet Cannon here locks onto the Royal Champion, so I do freeze it. Essentially, you want to use this Rocket Spear ability not only to get damage, but also so that the Super Yetis can get in front, because otherwise the Royal Champion will get in front, and you can't have that at all. She's not meant to be tanking here. The Super Yeti with 7,000 hit points, that's what's meant to be doing the tanking. And the insane thing about this attack is A, this was against a maxed base, that's crazy to think about. B, every single hero is alive. There is just too many hit points in this attack strategy for the defenses to have a chance. Look at this, we've wrecked it, easy peasy 3 stars. But how will this army go against double Rage Tower bases? This base is basically outputting the maximum amount of damage any base can in the game. So if the Super Yetis can't work against this, then maybe it's not as strong as I've been led to believe by the last attack. So let's find out here. Unfortunately, the Fox, yeah, it doesn't have too many brain cells, does it? Rip this Royal Champion charge, but remember, we don't need insane value. We just want to get a little bit of the funnel without compromising our Royal Champion too much. So losing the Fox does hurt, but we're still going to get nice value, and she's still going to be, what, at least 45% HP. Use the Baby Dragon to finish the funnel off. Use the Siege Barracks and the Queen. I use the Giant Arrow here. It is nice getting rid of this Air Defense and Sweeper here, just from a pathing point of view, but ultimately, would I recommend the Giant Arrow if there's no Invis Towers? Probably not, because we're not using healers in this army comp, so you don't need to get rid of sweepers or air defenses as much, and obviously the Giant Arrow doesn't take down too many other defenses on the base, but so in war, maybe don't use the Giant Arrow, you can use the Action Figure or Healer Puppet. Oh, we've already got the Healer Puppet. The Action Figure or the Mirror Clone instead. But if you're in Legends League, you don't know if you're going to run into an Invis Tower base or not. Now, as you can see here, My Earthquake Boots ability doesn't open up next to the Town Hall, which means the Royal Champion takes a completely different path. And hopefully right here, you can see why I like the Rocket Spear ability, because it just allows the Royal Champion to be safe by herself, because she's going to consistently run in front of the Super Yetis, run left, right. She doesn't follow them as well as you're probably hoping she does. I mean, I have failed an attack with this attack strategy on this particular base as well, because the Royal Champion got way out ahead. So that's probably the toughest thing with this army. Just micromanage your Royal Champion. If she's going to get in front, pop that ability no matter what, because otherwise she's going to go down quickly. And if she goes left or right, just manage it. But I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you see this army? We didn't lose a single Super Yeti, ladies and gentlemen. Not one. Super Yetis are cracked. This is unbelievable. I'm sorry I spent all of yesterday on the Super Yeti blimp. Clearly, ground smash is where it's at. But what about if you bring the Fireball instead of a Royal Champion charge at the start? Well, it turns out this army is still just as strong. In terms of the hero equipment, we're going to send the Archer Queen inside the base this time, and then the Royal Champion's going to clean up the outside of the base. So because of that, we're going to use the Queen with the, not only with the Yak, but we're also going to use the Action Figure and the Frozen Arrow. I think this is the best hero equipment when the Queen goes inside the base. Super nice. Let's see if we can get some 3 stars. So we're starting off against a base with a lot of damage in the center. There's an Invis Tower as well, which is obviously ideal for your Fireball. So Earthquake goes down there. Warden, he's running off a bit. You can see one of the downsides of bringing the Sneezy here is because we pulled a little bit of the CC. I believe it was from one of the boogers. It is a nuisance. You do need to keep it in mind. However, it will help you throughout the attack, because we've only got to bring 2 Coco Loons in this army, because hopefully these boogers can do some work. So we got the Warden, then we're going to use the Ice Golem on the funnel here. You don't have to every time, it just made sense with all the damage over there. And we've got the King on the funnel as well. Now, if you've got the Snake Bracelet, you can run that if you want. The Snake Bracelet, obviously really nice when you use the King as a funnel, but I know lots of you don't have it upgraded, so you don't really need it. I run the Earthquake Boots and the Spiky Ball in this army. Nice wall break into the center, and you're just going to see how strong the Super Yetis are here, because there's a lot of damage here. We have no Eternal Tome, so we're going to find out how good the Super Yetis really are when they have a little less support, and it turns out they run really well with the Rage Gem. Super Yetis running across the center of the base there. Healers taking a bunch of red bombs, because I'm telling you, the boogers are so overrated. Turns out, doesn't matter anyway though, because why do you need healers when the Super Yetis are this insane? Look at it. They just ran across the center of the base, and it was gone. Completely gone. Yeah, base is wrecked. Base is so wrecked. We've still got a Queen ability, which has the Giant with it. Keep that in mind. And we've still got the Royal Champion ability. Both of them unused. Yet again, all 4 heroes up. That's why I love this Yeti army. It's just the ultimate tank for your heroes. And you're going to see that more than anything in the next attack, because make sure you watch the next attack. I actually deliberately try and make it as hard for myself as possible, and we still get a 3-star. So for this attack here, I went for the minimal, like, acceptable Fireball value. So we're going to go for the air defense here. This sets a very shallow funnel, but it is technically a funnel. And then we're going to go into this brutal Rage Tower section of the base, and let's see if we can make it work. Got the Siege Barracks and King on the bottom side. Now, my King was meant to go outside the base, but he does end up coming in. And I'm actually kind of glad, because look at this, right? And this is something I want you guys to do more as the screen completely shivers. Look at all this. My King doesn't need to be on the outside of the base. Even if I wall breaking up the top, that's still not good enough value. Where's the value on this base? In the center. So, we need our King in there. And that's why I like bringing this hero equipment combo rather than the Snake Bracelet. A, because my Snake Bracelet's still level 1. Why would I put ores in it? But B, the Snake Bracelet doesn't go as well in the center of the base. It's very much strong on the outside of the base here. So we're coming in. Keep in mind, I lost my Sneezy to that air defense on the outside of the base. So rip my healers if something comes to get them. There's going to be no protection from the boogers. Not like the boogers did anything in the last attack anyway. Thanks, Barbarian King, you dumb little... Yep, I'm not going to finish that sentence, but the King's just very, very smart individual. Now, have a look at this. We're dealing with the Ice Golem CC here, which is never nice when you're in a Rage Tower section of the base. But the Electromites, even though they only stun for 0.1 seconds, still doing a good job. And here's the thing. Outside of the Fireball, I hadn't used any of my epic hero equipment, and that's what the Super Yetis really are strong for. I was able to delay my King ability and my Queen ability. I've used both of them now, but both of them cleared out the entire center of the base. We used the jump spell on the back end, not really needed, but it's there anyway. And even though this attack went horribly wrong, and it is going to get quite close in the end, keep in mind, I deliberately got low Fireball value. I lost my Sneezy really early. I lost my Super Yetis really early. I didn't even do anything to help out with them in the center of the base, and we're still going to get a 3-star attack. Rage spell is really nice on the back end. Rip the Headhunters that got completely smoked here. But you're going to see the Hogs. This is the sort of attack where I really like the Hogs rather than the Rocket Spear, because the Royal Champion very much on the outside of the base complemented the Siege Barracks. And look at this. We do get a 3-star. It's not overkill, but I did literally try and fail. So, I mean, seems pretty good to me, right? So there it is. You got 2 army links now. Which one do you prefer? Which one do you think is stronger? And do you think they're better than either Super Witches or Root Riders? Kind of the 2 armies you typically see with either Royal Champion charges or with the Fireball. Would love to hear your opinions all down in the comments below.